Obviously a much different tone than One Tree Hill was. Is it fun to play up some of the more tongue-in-cheek moments and kind of like a wink and a nod to your longtime fans that are kind of incorporated throughout this?
Yeah, that was something that we knew was one of the show's strengths, was the fact that we had a following, between Stephen and I on One Tree Hill and Alex and the Royals. These are very different types of shows to what Everyone Is Doing Great is. They're very polished. They're very soft around the edges. They look gorgeous, right? But we really felt the strength of the show was being able to strip all that back and give you a peek inside the lives of the people that may be on a show like that, right? To really dress it back down and bring it back to something really raw and human and really awkward, right? Like we knew the show's comedy was going to live in those like little awkward moments in between where nobody really knows what to say, as opposed to making jokes. We're not trained comedians over here, but we do think that there's a lot of humor to be mined out of our everyday interactions. And we think that people are funny when they don't know they're being watched, right? And so that's what the show's meant to feel like.
On that note of kind of, winking towards your fans a little bit, is it possible that you guys would incorporate more of your former co-stars from One Tree Hill in new roles in this series? Would you be open to that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be, there's some, worked with some talented people and over 187 episodes of One Tree Hill. I think it'd be hard not to run into another actor that wasn't on One Tree Hill at some point. But yeah, I mean, we've got some very funny people that are on the show and that were on that show. And, there would, of course, if we had the opportunity, we would consider it for sure.
Has the discussions
what I was to say was we had the opportunity of doing another season because that's not a foregone conclusion quite yet.
Well,
but
fingers
I
crossed
think it'd
for
be
you
fun.
guys.
Yeah, we do it. There's a couple of wink and nods, as you mentioned in the show, to past series, and so it would be fun to bring in people that we've worked with as well.
Absolutely. I imagine that with this coming out, that there's a lot of your fans that have been bombarding you on social media. I've seen some of the comments asking you guys if you would ever do a full reunion or a full reboot of the show. Is that something that you would ever entertain it down the line in the future?
It's something that we find pretty fascinating and kind of bizarre, like this whole reboot kind of culture that is surrounding us now. But honestly, like what we're more focused on right now is Everyone Is Doing Great, and the fact that like we can play with that in the show, which is what we do. We play that with that theme of the possibility of a reboot that all these characters, a reboot for the show that all these characters used to be on. And all these different characters, like with any TV show and any cast from any TV show, they all feel differently about the prospect of doing a reboot, being pulled back into the past. So that's just something that we know it's out there, and we're really grateful for the fact that there's still an appetite for One Tree Hill, but right now we're kind of focused on like mapping that onto our story, so to see how we can play with it.